Welcome to my weekly video blog for today. I'm afraid the novelty of having a broken ankle is really beginning to wear off. It's now been 2 weeks since I actually fell, and it's been a week and a half since I've had this contraption on my leg, which is basically a rocker. It's a removable cast, basically, which is good because it allows me to walk with the crutches a lot better. I can put some weight on my leg, but it's no easier in getting around, to be honest with you. It has helped me in tackling the steps. I can now do steps, but I can't walk very far at all because I'm still walking with crutches. I'm still unable to put more than sort of a light limp on this leg. I'm still on the full amount of painkillers per day, and really it's the incredible sort of ache you get when you get a broken bone, rather than sort of a pain in terms of, you know, like maybe if you've cut yourself or something like that. It's not that sort of pain at all. It's an internal ache. I want to say thank you first to all the people who have sorry, there seems to be a road sweeper going by. I want to say thank you first to all the people who have helped me, you know, particularly those who have gone out and got stuff that I've needed, whether that be sort of food or stuff for the birds or things like that. Family and friends have contributed. I'm also very grateful to those who have taken me out. You know, I am able to get between my door and the car now, and I am able to get between the car and a seat in a cafe. That is about all I can do. That is the maximum that I can go, and I usually have one thing a day like that, which completely and utterly wears me out. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. You know. So I went out for lunch once this week, and I also went to visit my parents' new place. They have moved this last week, you know. So that was a trip, and you know, it literally was moving from seat to car, and then from car to seat, and doing pretty much nothing in between. It is driving me absolutely up the wall. But you know, as soon as I've got at least another 2 weeks, I think. Now we're about 10 days away, nearly, from when I go back to the hospital, and hopefully then they tell me that I can take this off and start walking around properly. I'm just hoping. I am just hoping, but I see no particular reason why. I'm not pushing myself in terms of, you know, racing around or anything like that. A lot of the time I'm just sat here watching the television, reading a book, writing my diary, and maybe if I'm lucky I manage to get in a car and go to sit somewhere else once a day. That is really the extent of my life. It has been the extent of my life in the past 2 weeks. It's definitely going to be the extent of my life for the next 2 weeks. So it's hard not to get a little bit frustrated and a little bit downhearted, but I am also clinging to the fact that hopefully when I go back in 2 weeks they'll be able to say, you know, yes, you know, start walking on it, and hopefully a week or two after that I shall be back to normal. It was a fracture rather than a full snap. So, you know, here's hoping, definitely here's hoping. But the novelty value of it has worn off. I can only ask people to bear with me because this is going to go on for at least this week and at least next week. So I will be calling upon the same people yet again. The excitement of this week is going to have to be getting my birds to market. The first set of chicks that fledged, quite a long time ago now, because the second set of chicks is at the point where it needs to fledge, and when that happens I need to be able to tell the difference between the birds, and for that I may have to ring them, and I've only got a certain amount of rings that I've got. There's only a certain amount of rings that I've got, and so I can't. There's only a certain amount of colour combinations I can do, and to avoid ringing the same colours, I've got to get rid of the first set of birds with the first set of colours. And I would usually, if I was in full health, have got rid of them, about 2 weeks ago. But obviously it's been almost impossible to get into the aviary apart from last week. So talk about, mad catch-up. Thankfully catching birds isn't quite as hard as you imagine, because I have a net. So I can lean against a wall and just swing a net. But yeah, all the same, what would usually be, I don't know, maybe an hour's joy on a Monday afternoon will be the highlight and the most exhausting thing I do this week, and that's the way of it at the moment. So we're just we're just trying to keep positive. And of course now it's birthday time, and this week I have got Junior Hernandez, Levon Maynard, Daniel Head, Tim Carpenter, Joshua Sampo, Curtis DeMars, Misha Goodman, Daniel Strauss and Sean Cottle. So that's quite a lot of birthdays for this week.